Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about swallowing, and I chose to do hot cocoa because it's my favorite drink in the winter and when I'm studying. The oral preparatory phase is the first of the four phases of swallowing. It is a voluntary process controlled by the cortical and subcortical regions of our brain. This stage begins as soon as the hot cocoa touches the structures of the anterior oral vestibule. Since hot cocoa is a liquid, it is only held in the anterior cavity for roughly a second. During that second, the tongue is acting as a cup since you aren't masticating or chewing to create a bolus. During this stage, the velopharynx is open and breathing may continue or stop temporarily. The oral prep phase will likely be short since we do not have anything to chew. Also, it's important to know that this stage may be even quicker if the hot cocoa is piping hot. You may hold the liquid in your mouth for a lesser amount of time to prevent your tongue or oral cavity from being burned. While drinking hot liquids, you may also produce more saliva. This is our body's way of cooling down the liquid in our mouth. The oral transport phase is also a voluntary process and starts when the tongue tip elevates and squeezes the bolus against the hard palate. From there, the hot cocoa is getting pushed further back as the tongue elevates and moves the bolus towards the pharynx. During this phase, the lips will also come together and your cheeks may move inward. This whole phase only lasts about half a second. It would be wise when drinking a really hot drink to take smaller sips, as it could be very uncomfortable for you to move the liquid further and further through the back of your oral cavity. Sometimes with hot drinks, this phase, like the oral prep phase, gets rushed so we can swallow sooner because of the heat. The pharyngeal transport phase happens when the bolus passes the anterior faucial pillars. This is an automatic function controlled by the medulla and happens rapidly. During this phase, the velopharynx closes forcefully, the hyoid bone and larynx move up and forward, and the larynx closes at 3 levels. After that occurs, the tongue pushes the bolus into the pharynx, and the pharynx then squeezes the bolus towards our esophagus. The bolus goes to the left and right epiglottic bacilli, to the left and right piriform sinuses, or down the midline. This phase is only 0.5 seconds or shorter. Once again, this phase may happen even a tiny bit quicker because liquid will go down a little easier and smoother than thicker boluses. Also, hotter liquids tend to have shorter durations than even colder liquids. The esophageal transport phase is an involuntary phase that happens automatically. The upper esophageal sphincter relaxes, allowing the bolus to flow through the esophagus. The movement of the bolus happens because of the peristaltic actions of the esophageal wall. Primary peristalsis can be followed up with secondary peristalsis. This entire phase takes anywhere from 3 to 20 seconds, likely once again during the shorter duration when drinking hot cocoa. This is in part to the fact that warm drinks cause the lower esophageal sphincter to have a decrease in resting pressure, allowing the esophagus to relax more and the liquids to glide through. In this diagram, the green portion indicates our hot cocoa traveling through the 4 phases of swallowing. Thank you.